We're going to take it back to elementary school. If I want to add these fractions, I need the same denominator. So I'm going to multiply this one by 6, and I'm going to multiply this one by 5. I'm going to also do the same thing to the numerator. So I'm going to get 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 5 is 30. You always keep your common denominator the same, and then you're going to add the numerators. 6 plus 25 is 31. I cannot reduce this fraction, so this is my final answer. Now, in the same way we did in elementary school, we're going to take the same basic concept and apply it today to Algebra 2. So we're going to be adding it and subtracting rational expressions. In the same way, you're going to get the common denominator. Then you're going to combine the numerators, just like we did 6 plus 25 to get 31. And then, make sure you keep the same denominator, which we did. And then you're going to simplify. In our example here, we weren't able to simplify. It just stays like that. Now, in Algebra 2, simplifying at the end might mean factoring the numerator, okay? So let's do an example. This is our first example. Always factor the denominator first, if you can, okay? So I can factor this denominator. I can divide these both by 5. So I'm going to get 5 on the outside. I'm left with k minus 10 divided by 5 is 2. All right, so this is my new rational. Now, to make these look the same, I just need to put a 5 there. Now, my denominators are the same. So, keep the denominator the same, and I'm going to subtract my numerator. I have x squared plus 16 minus 5 times 4 is 20. Now, 16 minus 20, 16 minus 20 is just -4. So I'll put that as -4. Okay, so we're good. We subtracted those two rational expressions. Now, remember, you always need to simplify at the end. This may involve factoring the numerator. So in the end, you might need to factor the numerator. Well, if I wanted to factor the numerator, it would be k minus 2 times k plus 2 all over the common denominator. Now notice, those cancel out, so my final answer is k plus 2 divided by 5. Next, you need to factor this denominator. That will be y plus 8 times y plus 3. Now, does this denominator look like this denominator? No, it doesn't. I need to multiply it by a y plus 3. Now they match. If I do that to the denominator, I also need to do it to the numerator. So this is what I have. 7y plus 3, parentheses. And then I have y plus 8 times y plus 3 plus 35 over y plus 8, y plus 3. Okay, now that the denominators are the same, we can go ahead and start adding. So the denominator will stay the same. 7 times y is 7y. 7 times 3 is 21 plus 35. All right. 21 plus 35 is 56. 21 plus 35 is 56. So I'll just replace that. Okay, so that's it. We added them. But remember, guys, let me go back to the slide. You need to simplify at the end. This may involve factoring the numerator. Factoring the numerator always comes last. You do this last. Don't factor the numerator until the very end, okay? So I can pull out a 7, right? 7 times y is 7y. 7 times 8 is 56. So I factored the numerator. Your denominator is this. And look, something cancels out. Those cancel. I'm left with 7 over y plus 3. That's your answer. So let's review. First, get the common denominator. Common denominator. Then add or subtract the numerator. Then factor numerator if you can. And then you gotta, cancel stuff out. Cancel if you can. You want to simplify. All right, so those are your steps. Let's try this one. Now, I see a lot of people just try to do this. No, that is illegal. You can't do that. What we're going to do is multiply this one by a b, and what is this one missing? This one's missing a b plus 3. Now they look the same. Whatever you do to the denominator, you also need to do to the numerator. Okay, so your denominator stays the same. Just bring it over. B times b is b squared. Minus 4 times b is 4b. 4 times 3 is 12. If you leave it like this, you are wrong. You cannot leave it like that. That is incorrect. The reason why is because it looks like you only subtracted 4b. You have to distribute this. You are subtracting this entire thing. So you should put this in parentheses so that you don't get this question wrong, okay? So the correct way would be to put parentheses around this and subtract every item. So this will become b squared minus 4b minus 12. That is a mistake that I see a lot of students make. They'll make this a plus 12, and it is not. Okay, so let me just say that one more time. If you don't need it, just fast forward. I distributed this. This is 4b plus 12, but we're subtracting all of it. So this is minus 4b minus 12. Okay, now you just factor the numerator. So two numbers that multiply to negative 12 and add to negative 4 will be negative 6 and a positive 2. B plus 3. And it looks like nothing cancels out, so this is your final answer. Next. Okay, so I need to make the denominators the same. So this one can be multiplied by w minus 7. And this one can be multiplied by w plus 1. Whatever you do to the denominator, you must also do to the numerator. Oops. W minus 7. All right, so your denominator stays the same. This is 5w minus 35 plus 8w plus 8. You don't have to worry about distributing when you're adding. But if you're subtracting, make sure that negative goes to both things. But we're adding here. Okay, so 5W plus 8W is 13W. Negative 35 plus 8 is negative 27. All over my denominator. And this can't be factored, so this is your final answer. Next. This one, don't worry, remember, step 1 is to get the same denominator. Get same, I'll just say bottom. Get the same denominator. So let's see, let's just look at these first two. Well, this one needs a W minus 7 because this one has a W minus 7, and this one needs a W plus 3. Okay, so they each have the same thing. W minus 7s, W plus 1s, W plus 3s. Uh-oh. So the first one is good. The first two are good. And whatever you do to the top or the bottom, you also need to do to the top. All right, and then this last one is missing two of them. It needs a W minus 7 and a W plus 1. W minus 7, W plus 1. All right, so let's multiply it out. I know my denominator is going to stay the same. So my denominator is W minus 7, W plus 1, W plus 3. Okay, so let's start multiplying this out. This will be W squared minus 5W minus 7W plus 35. Okay, so this is W squared. These two add up to negative 12 plus 35. Okay, the next one, 8W plus 24. Okay, this is W times W is W squared plus W minus 7W minus 7. Okay, so this is W squared. This is negative 6W plus or minus 7. And remember, this is being subtracted. This subtraction sign goes to every single thing. So this will be a negative W squared. This will be a positive 6W. And this will be a positive 7. Okay? That is one of the most important things to remember. When you are subtracting, this negative goes to all of it. So it went to this, this, and that. Okay, now we can simplify. Okay, so now let's combine the numerators. W squared cancels out with negative W squared. Negative 12 plus 8W plus 6W, that is 2W. 35 plus 24 plus 7 is 66. All over my denominator. I can tell nothing's going to cancel out because this factors to 2 times W plus 33. And so nothing cancels out. So you could actually just leave it. You can write it like this, or you can write it like this. Nothing canceled out, so you can't really simplify it. All right, next one. Notice the denominators are the same. So just keep it the same. And then you can combine the numerators. Remember, guys, a lot of people make this mistake. This subtraction sign goes to everything. So what you actually have, I'm going to write it down here. You have 4x squared minus 11x minus 1 minus 3x squared plus 12x minus 11. So this will become x squared. Negative 11x plus 12x is plus x. Negative 1 minus 11 is negative 12. That was easy. Now let's just factor. To factor this, it will be let's see, x plus 4 and x minus 3. Because 4 times -3 is -12, but 4 minus 3 is 1. Now let's factor the denominator. Let's see, this will be x minus 3 and x minus 2, because -3 times -2 is +6, and you can add them to get -5. All right, so those are my factors. Let's cancel. That cancels with that. My final answer is x plus 4 divided by x minus 2. There you go. That is how you add and subtract rational expressions.